Join us as we honor the stars, visionaries, and icons who passed between March 11th and 20th, 2019 in the United States. Richard Erdman. He was born in June 1925 and he died in March 2019. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a fall. An American character actor and director with a career spanning over 70 years. He was known for his roles in films like Stalag 17 and Tora Tora Tora. He gained fame late in life, playing the elderly student Leonard Likes This Rodriguez on the sitcom Community. He appeared in more than 160 films and television productions between 1944 and 2017, mostly in supporting roles. John Kilzer. He was born in January 1957 and he died in March 2019. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and he took his own life. An American singer, songwriter, and musician from Memphis, Tennessee. He released several albums in the late 1980s and 1990s on Geffen Records, with his song Red Blue Jeans achieving some rock radio success. He later became an ordained minister and led a recovery ministry. Dick Dale. He was born in May 1937 and he died in March 2019. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart and kidney failure. An American rock guitarist known as the king of the surf guitar. He was a pioneer of the surf rock sound, known for his rapid staccato picking, heavy reverb, and use of custom high-wattage Fender amplifiers. His most famous track, Miss Hello, gained massive renewed popularity after being featured in the film Pulp Fiction. Andre Williams. He was born in November 1936 and he died in March 2019. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from colon cancer. An American R&B singer, songwriter, and producer known as Mr. Rhythm. His career began in the 1950s with R&B hits like Bacon Fat. He later co-wrote songs like Shake a Tail Feather and continued to perform and record, becoming an influential cult figure in garage rock and punk blues. Hal Blaine. He was born in February 1929 and he died in March 2019. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A legendary American session drummer and a core member of the Wrecking Crew, an elite group of Los Angeles studio musicians in the 1960s and 70s. He played on thousands of recordings, including hits for Elvis Presley, the Beach Boys, Good Vibrations, Frank Sinatra, and the Carpenters. He is one of the most recorded drummers in history. John Carl Buechler. He was born in June 1952 and he died in March 2019. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was prostate cancer. An American special makeup effects artist, director, and actor. He was a prolific figure in the horror genre, creating effects for films like Ghoulies, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and Halloween 4. He also directed several movies, including Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Barbara Hammer. She was born in May 1939 and she died in March 2019. Her age was 79 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was ovarian cancer. A pioneering and highly influential American experimental filmmaker. She was one of the first and most prominent figures in lesbian cinema. Her work, spanning decades, explored themes of gender, sexuality, and the body, often using innovative and personal filmmaking techniques. Unetta T. Boone. She was born in May 1955 and she died in March 2019. Her age was 63 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart attack. An American television writer and producer known for creating the popular UPN sitcoms One-on-One and its spin-off cuts. She also served as an executive producer and showrunner for The Huleys. Boone was a significant voice in creating television centered on Black families and experiences. Joffer Stewart. He was born in April 1925 and he died in March 2019. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American poet, anarchist, and activist who was a prominent figure in Chicago's counterculture scene. He was often called Chicago's original beatnik and was a fixture in the city's literary and political circles for decades. Stewart was known for his street poetry, pacifism, and tireless activism. Alan Kruger, he was born in September 1960 and he died in March 2019. His age was 58 at the time of his death, and he took his own life. A prominent American economist who served as the chair of the White House Council of Economic Advisors under President Barack Obama. He was also the United States Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for Economic Policy. Kruger was a professor at Princeton University, known for his work on labor economics. Larry DiTillio, he was born in February 1948 and he died in March 2019. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American-Canadian screenwriter, story editor, and game designer. He was a key writer and story editor for the 1980s animated series He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. He later co-created the acclaimed CGI series Beast Wars, Transformers, winning a Daytime Emmy Award. Ken Bolt, he was born in August 1920 and he died in March 2019. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American comic book artist and cartoonist. He was a prominent artist during the 1940s and 50s, the golden age for publishers like Timely Marvel and Fawcett. He later co-created and drew the long-running Dr. Kildare newspaper comic strip, among others. Barbara Bennery, she was born in April 1946 and she died in March 2019. Her age was 72 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from Parkinson's disease. An American composer and ethnomusicologist specializing in avant-garde music and gamelan. She was a founding member of the gamelan Son of Lion, a key ensemble in the new music scene. Bennery was also known for composing gamelan-influenced works for Western instruments. Jerry Cobb, she was born in March 1931 and she died in March 2019. Her age was 88 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. A pioneering American aviator and member of the Mercury 13, a group of women who underwent the same psychological screening test as the original Mercury 7 astronauts. Although she and other women passed, they were barred from the astronaut program. Cobb spent decades as a humanitarian aid pilot in South America. Linda Gregg, she was born in September 1942 and she died in March 2019. Her age was 76 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. An award-winning American poet known for her lyrical, passionate, and often personal verse. Her work frequently engaged with the themes of nature, love, and morality. Her collections include Too Bright to See and All of It Singing, and she received prestigious awards like the Guggenheim Fellowship. Bill Phelps, he was born in April 1934 and he died in March 2019. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician who served as the 40th Lieutenant Governor of Missouri from 1997 to 2001. A Republican, he was elected to the office in 1996. Prior to his role, he served several terms in the Missouri House of Representatives. Norman Holland, he was born in May 1952 and he died in March 2019. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a stroke. An American film editor and prominent film educator, he served as a professor and head of editing track at the USC School of Cinematic Arts. Holland edited films like Heathers and Sophie's Choice and was a widely respected figure in post-production community. George W. Lindbergh. He was born in June 1932 and he died in March 2019. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American jurist who served as a United States District Judge for the Northern District of Illinois from 1989 to 1998. Appointed by President George H.W. Bush, he had a long career in law and politics, including serving in the Illinois General Assembly. Betty G. Bailey. She was born in November 1939 and she died in March 2019. Her age was 79 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American multidisciplinary artist, she lived and worked in Contra Costa County, California, and was part of the Nut Art movement. Bailey's first show was in 1970 at the Candy Store Gallery in Folsom, California. Since then, she has shown throughout the United States. In 2013, Bailey and her husband, artist Clayton Bailey, founded the Bailey Art Museum in Crockett, California, featuring their own art. Marjorie W. Charmat. She was born in November 1928 and she died in March 2019. Her age was 90 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American author of children's books, best known for creating the beloved Nate the Great series. The books, featuring a boy detective, are celebrated for their simple language, humor, and use in early reading programs. She wrote over 130 books for children and young adults. John Bardow. He was born in October 1948 and he died in March 2019. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a chronic lung condition. An American educator who served as the 13th president of Wichita State University in Kansas from 2012 until his death, his tenure was marked by a significant focus on innovation, applied learning, and building partnerships between the university and the business community. Ralph Metzner. He was born in May 1936 and he died in March 2019. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American psychologist, writer, and researcher, best known as a key figure in the psychedelic movement of the 1960s. He was a close colleague of Timothy Leary and Richard Alpert at Harvard University. He co-authored The Psychedelic Experience and continued to write and research consciousness for decades. W.S. Merwin. He was born in September 1927 and he died in March 2019. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and he died in his sleep. An acclaimed and prolific American poet, known for his narrative-free, unpunctuated verse and his deep engagement with nature and ecology. He won the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry twice, in 1971 and in 2009. Merwin also served as the United States Poet Laureate from 2010 to 2011. Joseph C. Miller. He was born in April 1939 and he died in March 2019. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American historian and a leading scholar of African history, particularly the history of Angola and the Atlantic slave trade. He was a professor at the University of Virginia. His work, including the influential Way of Death, reshaped the understanding of the slave trade's economic and social dynamics. Joseph Victor Adamic. He was born in August 1935 and he died in March 2019. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American prelate of the Roman Catholic Church. He served as the bishop of the Diocese of Altoona, Johnstown, Pennsylvania from 1987 until his retirement in 2011. He was known for his leadership during a period of reorganization within the diocese. Birch Bay. He was born in January 1928 and he died in March 2019. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from pneumonia. An American politician who served as a United States Senator from Indiana from 1963 to 1981. A Democrat, he was a key figure in the modern American legislation, He authored two constitutional amendments, the 25th and the 26th, and was the architect of the Title IX, the landmark law banning sex discrimination in education. Leroy Stanton, he was born in April 1946 and he died in March 2019. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was a car crash. An American professional baseball player who was an outfielder in Major League Baseball. He played for the New York Mets, California Angels, Seattle Mariners, and in Japan, he was an original member of the Seattle Mariners in their inaugural 1977 season. Roger Kirby, he was born in December 1939 and he died in March 2019. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pneumonia. An American professional wrestler who competed throughout the United States, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. He primarily competed within the National Wrestling Alliance, where he is a former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion and also competed in promotions such as World Wrestling Association and the World Wrestling Federation. Chuck Harmon, he was born in April 1924 and he died in March 2019. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American professional baseball player who was a utility player. He is historically significant as the first African American to play for the Cincinnati Reds franchise, then known as the Redlegs, breaking the team's color barrier in 1954. Randy Jackson, he was born in February 1926 and he died in March 2019. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American Major League Baseball player for the Chicago Cubs from 1950 to 1955 and then in 1959. Dodgers from 1956 to 1958, 2 seasons in Brooklyn, 1 in Los Angeles, and Cleveland Indians from 1958 to 1959. A book on Jackson's career, Handsome Ransom Jackson, Accidental Big Leaguer, was published in 2016. Frank Kelly, he was born in March 1965 and he died in March 2019. His age was 53 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was homicide, gunshot wound. An American mobster who was the reputed acting boss of the Gambino crime family in New York City. He maintained a low public profile in contrast to previous bosses. Kelly was shot and killed outside his home in Staten Island, marking the first murder of a New York crime boss in decades. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.